transfer case is donezo.
Your reality, no.
Well, good morning, people. I once again forgot to say that we made it, which we did. Got a nice hotel. Been searching forums and groups and Facebook and wherever else, trying to find a transfer case. There's a couple hours away. One guy, out of all the ones I found, one guy in particular gets off at 5 o'clock and can either meet me or he's gonna bring it to me. So in the meantime, we're just gonna say YOLO and go do a small trail and then go grab some lunch. So today is not gonna be really exciting probably, but there's not much else we can do. Well, just made it back from lunch. That's all she wrote. The transfer case is donezo. It sounds real bad. Real bad. So update, we were coming back from lunch and of course the truck, decided to give up on life, and instead of blowing up the transfer case, we decided to leave it alone in case we have no choice but to pull the chain out and fix it. We stopped by, or we passed by here, we saw the pink Jeep, we're like, oh, pink, because in my opinion the best color there is for a JL Wrangler. Got to talking with him, and well, we ended up renting a Jeep, or I did, and got a good deal. Big thanks to the guys at Twisted Jeep Rentals and Tours. Gonna have a lot of fun with this. At least we'll be back on the trails now. Just a pretty basic Rubicon, nothing too crazy. What are we running here? 37s. Pretty standard inside, cloth interior, but hey, that's all you need, right? Soft top, automatic, 3.6 Pentastar. Looks like it's still in pretty good shape. See how many miles are on it. It's got 25,000 miles. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get on some trails and see what we can do. I don't think these poor suckers know what's about to go down in their nice hotel parking lot. Good morning, everybody. You join me in the parking lot of a nice hotel. And we're gonna pull the back cover off of this transfer case and pull the chain out, which is the problem, and then we're going to jam the cover back on with a bunch of glue and then hit the road later. Won't have four-wheel drive, but that's what the pink Jeep's for. That's for today. So anyways, I'll give any updates as I do this and if I find something interesting. Well, people, I just made a very, very sad discovery. I checked all the fluids on this truck except the transfer case because I put it in there about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, but it only had like 800 or 900 miles on it. So I was like, there's no way it wasn't leaking anything, you know, and I wasn't leaking anything. So I was like, it obviously still has to be full, right? Full of mud and water. Oh my gosh. I can't even describe what I'm seeing in there. It's like a couple drops of water came out, basically, and it's like muddy water. So what it looks like happened is when this thing was buried underwater in my buddy's backyard, all of the oils and the transfer case floated out and the water took over. So this could have been preventable. Yeah. Let me get a screwdriver and see if I can dig some of this out. Welcome back, people. I'm trying to find a good angle to sit you here. Guess we'll just sit you right there. Get all the bolts out. It's actually very easy. So now let's split this thing and see how bad it is. Now I checked the play with the front drive shaft versus the output, and it's actually seemingly very tight. So I don't know why it is the way it is. Now maybe there's a chance that the chain isn't stretched. Maybe this is fixable. So let's just see. I don't have high hopes for obvious reasons. Oh yes, chunks falling out. Let's see if we can wiggle this out. Whoa, there's pieces of bearing falling out. Oh, there it is. Okay, it didn't come apart like I thought. Okay. This is strange. Why did it not go apart correctly? Shit. I've got the whole input shaft. What the hell? The cover's just supposed to slide off. Okay. Well, Mr. Drain Pan, you can go away because there's no fluid for you to catch. Wow. Okay. Okay, let me try to wiggle this down. How do you want to come out of here? Tell me your secrets.
We got ourselves a grindy boy.
Well, we got her back together. So basically what I did is we had to cut out the chain because we couldn't get the clip loose to pull the output shaft out of the housing. Pulled out all the clutch packs, the four-wheel drive, sprocket, just any unnecessary weight in there, and just anything we didn't need, pulled it out, got rid of it. So this transfer case is supposed to have automatic transmission fluid, and it's supposed to have 2 quarts of it. So I went ahead and put some 85 140 in it and put 4 quarts in it. The reason being is that it does have a little screen with a little pump that sucks up to the top gear and the bearings where the output shaft is. So just to make sure that it had plenty of fluid in case it leaks any out, or whatever the case might be. And I would like to have the bearing kind of sitting in oil as well. So it went with thicker oil, and we went with more of it. And how I did that is I filled it through if you're looking at the back of the transfer case, the top driver's side speed sensor hole. I pulled the speed sensor out and squirted the fluid in there. Left the skid plate off. The root of all the problems is the chain didn't really seem like it was stretched. What actually happened is the lack of fluid. It had nothing to pump up to that top bearing. So that's why it was also making noise in two-wheel drive and just screeching and having a bad time. So rear bearing is shot. There's not a lot of play in the sleeve and the you know, it's got like a insert in there. It's got just a tiny bit of play, not that bad, but the bearing itself, you could spin the output shaft, and it's roaring pretty good. It's pretty quiet going slow now, but it does have some noise going down the road. So it might get better, it might get worse, it might stay the same, but all we can do is try to drive it. And you know, that's the bottom line. And one more time, I want to give a big shout out to Twisted Jeeps. I didn't get to do I didn't get to do as much off-roading as I would have liked, but with what we did, it was fun. It's a beautiful color, and I think I decided that it is just a 2.5 inch or 3 inch leveling kit in the front. That's how they fit the 37s. I don't remember on my Gladiator how I did it with the Rubicon springs, but drives good, sits good, plenty of clearance for off-road. But yeah, if you're in the Moab area and you want to get yourself a Jeep and you don't want to tear up your own rig like I did, go ahead and go to Twisted Jeeps and rent one. You should definitely rent this one, in my opinion, because everyone looks at you. You know, pink Jeep's the only one they have to my knowledge, and it's awesome.